You know, it isn't just your industry that's interested in women, because women are the more powerful purchasers on pretty much every category. You can see here that 91% of the new homes are bought or influenced by a woman. She's the one making the real rounds of the neighborhood, deciding this is the house we want, right? 65% of the new cars are bought by women. And the statistic that I really love about cars is that even if she wasn't the main influencer, the auto industry agrees she has 95% veto power. So if he picks it out and she doesn't like it, it's going back. So pretty much she's right up there. And certainly the bank accounts and the wealth of our country is now really in the hands of women and will only become more so. The question for you today, though, is many of you responded to me, oh yeah, I have female customers, they're great, I'm fine, cool, and different percentages depending on who you were, which is great. But do you really know what she's thinking? What she's thinking maybe behind that somewhat agreeable smile or that quietness, or maybe just the inaccessibility that you might find sometimes. And so we're going to talk about, are women really telling you the whole truth? And how you can detect when they are and when they aren't, and techniques and opportunities for you if you can figure that out. Any woman who receives some literature or any kind of thing that starts saying, here's for the woman thing, like right away their antennae go up and they're ticked off. But it's also important not to alienate men. What we're trying to get at is how can you make more money by listening to women and learning from them what makes the most compelling experience, which they can tell you because they're such good detectives, and using that to create better solutions for all of your customers. It's hard, I can tell you, to listen to women. It's hard to listen, period. We're constantly drawn away from the job of listening, and listening is the way you get to understand women. It's hard because there's distractions. You got a million things on your mind, a million business things hitting you at the same time. So how can you pay attention? Even in terms of brain physiology, we are only listening at 25% efficiency. So just picture every single thing you're saying to your boss. In 10 minutes, they're only hearing 2.5 minutes of what you said. Our brains are just not taking in 100%. I guess we brag about multitasking to the point that we pretty much burned our brains out. And it's more than just words. A lot of communication is body language. Now, I know you've had some training in that, but I don't know if you know that there's a difference between body language as far as how it's used and interpreted by men and women, because women make it harder. First of all, women say more. Now, women say 7,000 words a day compared to men, 2,000. Women tell sometimes longer stories. They have a way of providing context before they just say what it is. They want to give you the background of what it is so then you'll get what it is. That's a way of communicating that might seem long to you. Another thing is that women's voices have a natural melody that is more complex and sometimes more difficult to listen to. I was in a session earlier and I was listening, and a woman asked a question, and she asked it long, and her voice had a lighter melody, and I could feel the men around me going like, next. It's hard. So I'm admitting that it's hard. Also, women do speak through body language. So here women think they're giving you a signal, right? Okay, sock's on the floor. Like, you're not getting this, right? That sock is on the floor. That's what that means. But it doesn't come through because men miss, as it's studied, 50% of subtle facial cues that women make. So women feel they're talking to you. That's why women think it's funny when you don't get them, because like it's so darn easy. We feel like we're right out there. But often men are not picking up what are the most simple facial cues.